Hey, how's it going, guys? So EVO is coming up in just a few days now, which means a great opportunity for some big fighting game announcements. Last year was pretty exciting for a bunch of different games, but this year has great potential as well. For example, will we be getting another Guilty Gear? It's been like 4 years now since the launch of Exard, and we're even hearing Darkstalker rumors now all over again. It's getting crazy. And what about Street Fighter V? This would be the perfect time to show off the next DLC character G, or even a quick preview of Sagat, but that's not what we're going to be talking about in this video today. The topic today is a little nuts. We're going to be talking about the possibility of a League of Legends fighting game. Now, I have been thinking about this for a while now, and there is a pretty high chance that a League of Legends fighting game is in the works, or at the very least being tested, and might someday be a reality. And with EVO coming up, I should bring up this topic now. Okay, so first off, I'm not basing this off some crazy leak list that was posted or any kind of rumor or anything like that. It's mostly just based off the history of things. So let's rewind a second and take a look at all the clues. So back in 2015, Rising Thunder was released in alpha stages. You guys do remember Rising Thunder, right? This game was developed by Radiant Entertainment and was a free-to-play PC fighting game that used very simplified controls and mechanics. So for example, instead of doing like a quarter circle forward motion to do a fireball, you would simply just press a single button and then your special move would come out. And the way they balanced this madness is they added a cooldown, a different type of cooldown to every single special in the game, kind of like in the same way a MOBA game works, for example. Hint hint. The goal of this game was to make it, a very accessible fighting game without sacrificing the depth and balance, and still have the potential for high level competitive play. Now we all know that fighting games are, very complex and time consuming to learn, and that's one of the main reasons why they're a niche. So Radiant Entertainment was onto something, I think, with this game, Rising Thunder. It didn't really matter if you used like a keyboard, so you had nothing, a pad or a joystick. You could just hop into this game and get started right away. The game even used GGPO rollback netcode, which made it run pretty much flawless online, and had a smart ELO ranking system similar to MOBAs as well. Now, I forgot to mention the details on the company behind this game, Radiant Entertainment, which is actually very important. So this indie company was founded by the Cannon brothers, Tom and Tony Cannon. If you don't know who they are, well, they're the founders behind the fighting game website Shuriken.com, the Evolution Championship series, which we're all going to be watching this weekend, and the GGPO rollback netcode. When they made Rising Thunder, the company was also joined by Seth Killian, another fighting game enthusiast who you guys should know. He used to work for Capcom as a community manager, I think, and then he later joined Sony Santa Monica Studios, and ultimately he left them and joined Radiant Entertainment to work with them on Rising Thunder. So this is where it gets a little crazy. Rising Thunder actually wasn't out for too long. It was about a year or so. And it was still in its alpha stages, like I said before. And they were definitely onto something. But then very quickly afterwards, Radiant Entertainment was acquired by League of Legends developer Riot Games in 2016. So at the time, Rising Thunder was then cancelled right after they acquired them. And I should mention there was actually an open source version of Rising Thunder now playable, but that wasn't until recently, like at the beginning of this year. Now, during the time when Rising Thunder got cancelled, Tom Cannon left a post on the official forums which explained what was going down, add a little bit more clarity. So let me read some of it for you guys. He says, "A big reason why we founded this company was to contribute something big and important to the genre. We believed strongly that I was going to take a big risk to push fighters to the stature that they belong in gaming. And we didn't see anyone else take that risk. So obviously, they were really focused on fighting games." Let me read a little bit more for you guys. He says, "I totally get that it's hard and painful for you guys to see Rising Thunder go. Believe me, it's hard and painful for us as well. Rest assured that I would only do this if it was meant that the team could deliver something to you guys, the players, that is ultimately is worth all that pain. I have spent a ton of time getting to know the folks over at Riot. They absolutely understand the mission we are on and are committed to helping us get there in ways that would be incredibly difficult as a small independent company. Throughout our journey with these games, Tony and I have always tried to do what's best for players and give back to the genre that's been so fulfilling to us. It's why we started EVO and why EVO has such a nutty open bracket format. It's why Tony built GGPO, and it's why we founded Radiant. And though it probably sounds crazy now, it's why we're joining forces with Riot and putting Rising Thunder to rest. So finally, yes, we're going dark for a while, but you will most certainly hear from us in the future. If you're sad or pissed or confused, I hope this at least helps explain why we're doing what we're doing. Whatever you're feeling, I'll hope to see you on the other side when the time comes. Now let's be real here. It's very obvious that Riot picked these guys up because there's a large potential to make a League of Legends fighting game, or at the very least a fighting game, because that's what this team's specialty was. The QWER specials, the cooldowns, even the ELO system would fit perfectly for mobile players, getting into fighting games. Even the GGPO netcode would be helpful to this. Now, making a successful indie fighting game is insanely difficult to do so, because that would be like a niche within a niche, and without the power of a very strong IP roster, such as Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, characters that we grew up with, Tekken, Dragon Ball, or even Marvel or DC, it's just an uphill battle trying to create a standalone IP with an indie company. But the strength of the League of Legends IP would be absolutely insane. It doesn't matter how good the game is, it would be insane. The potential of bringing that audience in from Riot and what it could do for fighting games in general. I mean, look at Overwatch, for example. Blizzard never made an FPS game before, and they used their strong following to catapult it to success to people who don't even play FPS games to begin with. So I don't blame Radiant Entertainment for taking this leap with Riot, because there's a lot of potential there. Now, we know Riot Games has been working on a bunch of side projects for a while now. They also have endless cash flow, obviously, so there is no real rush for whatever project they have Radiant Entertainment working on at all. But they have been working on something for 2 years now, because they acquired them in 2016. So one of the latest posts from Radiant Entertainment was when the Rising Thunder went live again with the Community Edition. And the end of the post says, "All of this is free and will stay that way forever. In the meantime, our team has moved on to develop something new, and we'll share that with you when the time is right. Until then, happy holidays from the Rising Thunder team." And that was posted 7 months ago. So I guess I'll end this video by saying that since Radiant Entertainment is ran by the same people that gave us EVO, then it would make perfect sense to announce this unconfirmed fighting game at the largest fighting game tournament in the world. I'm sure Riot would agree. And it probably won't be at this EVO, but maybe one in the future, one could hope. So let me know what you guys think about all this. Would you be excited for a League of Legends fighting game? Or at the very least, it would be hilarious to play against League players in this fighting game online, because doesn't matter how easy you make a fighting game, zoning is still zoning.
And people call it zoning, zoning, my friend. It's zoning, guys, don't worry.
Of course, I'll give you guys an update sometime down the road if I hear any new information. Do me a solid, please like the video and be sure to subscribe to the channel, and let me know in your comments below. And make sure you guys tune in to EVO this weekend. It's going to be a blast, and we'll see what kind of surprise announcements we'll get. So till then, guys, take care.